Okay. There we go. You can start once the participant joins.
Mm-hmm.
Let me share my screen. Can everybody see my screen now?
Yes.
Excellent. Slideshow, let me do it from the beginning. That is great. Okay, should we start or are we waiting for a couple more people to join? Okay,
Yeah,
so we can start. Okay, then I can start. So for today, we are very happy to present Open Job Group, our services, and what we could do to support, person with disability, and how do we serve the community. So joining me today, I have Mary and Ladril, our Associate Program Directors for Specialized Program, and Denise Scott, who is the Program Coordinator for the Career Pathway to Success. And I'm Jennifer Doe. I am the Managers of Communications and Marketing at Open Job Group. I will now pass it on to Denise and Mary to briefly introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Denise. As Jennifer said, I'm the Program Coordinator for Career Pathways to Success, and I'm happy to be here today to tell you a little bit more about our program. I've been with Open Door Group for almost a year now, and it's exciting to be able to work with people and assist them with their employment goals.
Oh, it seemed like Mary couldn't unmute herself. Could you please help?
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Yeah, it seems that when I muted myself again and it did not allow me to unmute me. So hi, I'm Mary. So I'm the Associate Program Director for Specialized Program. So our Specialized Program, we have several, but the one I overview are opportunity funds. I will talk about it today, but also Jobs in Demand. It's a program in Kamloops and Strive Connection. I have been with Open Door Group since 2.5 years, almost 3 years actually. So yeah, I'm very happy to talk about opportunity funds today.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Mary. So I will take on from here. We'll talk a little bit about Open Door Group. We are a nonprofit organization established in 1975. We build our relationship with employers, funders, and stakeholders based on a value-based relationship. Our service is providing through both client service centers or through working with community partners to providing strong and diverse services delivery network that will meet your requirement. Our mission is opening doors to lifelong learnings and career success. We are a nonprofit organization at the very core. We strongly believe that everyone has the ability to succeed, and we are here to help people find a job that is meaningful for them. Most of our services are free, especially we are specialized in employment services. We definitely here to help anyone to find job, keep the job, and find a career that are meaningful for them. We also partner and work with various local communities and partner to offer our services and to offer the services for anyone that are needed. Connect Trust, they are one of our partner for many years that we provide services, and we partner with them on many projects to help the community that we serve. So right now for today's agenda, we'll walk you through our career pathway to success. We'll talk briefly about the opportunity funds, and finally we'll talk about the WorkBC available services for a person with disability. So right now I will pass it on to Denise first, who will walk us through the career pathway to success.
Thank you, Jennifer. The Career Pathways to Success program is now offered in Vancouver, Kamloops, and Kelowna. We offer it as a cohort. So basically we take one group of people and they go through the program, and then we accept the next group of people. It's essentially, a lot of it is pre-employment training in the sense that we want people to start with different skills, perhaps that they would find that would help them get employment and retain employment. So on the next slide, we'll talk a little bit about what some of those are. But the other thing we offer besides the training that we do with our workshops is we encourage people to get certificate training. It's actually a requirement of our program. It's dependent on the individual's goals. So for some people, they might want to do first aid and WMIS training. For others, there's some construction training they might want to do. It's really dependent on the person and the goals that they set. So each person is assigned a case manager, and they develop what we call an individualized training plan. And that's where we take a look at their interests and their strengths and different things that they want to work towards with seeking employment. Maybe we'll, if you don't mind, Jennifer, we'll go to the next slide. A big part of what we do is career exploration as well. A lot of our clients that come to us, they've either been off of work for a very long time or they're in transition. So we find that career exploration piece is really important. But as mentioned, we do things like personal skill development. We look at health and wellness and how that impacts them, as well as, oh, sorry, I've got to ignore that. I have a call coming through. I'm sorry about that. And so after we do those 4 weeks of different skills, what we do is we focus on either employment or an education pathway, depending on the person. What we found after doing this for over a year is that most people would like to do employment or sometimes both. So it's whatever the client's goals are. So because of that, we take each person through workshops on resume writing, cover letters, interviews, because even if they're going into education, it's something that they will find helpful eventually. So let's see. Oh, if people have certain barriers like transportation, perhaps they don't have money for clothing or equipment, those are things that we can provide to them as well. So I'll pass it on to you now, Mary, and I'm open to any questions as well.
Okay, I will talk about the Opportunity Fund. So it's a federally funded program designed to help persons with disability to gain employment through different type of funding. We have funding for training, wage subsidies, for adaptive equipment and self-employment. It really depends on the client's need and their eligibility. In terms of eligibility, so you can see on the right of the presentation that clients need to self-identify as having a permanent physical or mental disability. They also have to be unemployed or underemployed, be legally entitled to work in Canada, and also not receiving EI. We can move to the next slide to talk a little bit more about the program objectives. So what we do, it's literally to assist clients with disability who have like little or no labor force attachment to prepare for and obtain employment or self-employment, but also to develop the skills necessary to maintain that new employment. So we literally, it helps to enhance like the economic and social well-being of people with disability, but also their families and the community by helping them improve their employability. In addition to employment-related services, we also support program interventions tailored to meet individual needs. And the next slide, I'm going to go a little bit more in detail. So technically, we provide 5 types of intervention. The first one is what we call enhanced employment assistance services. So it will include employment-related resources such as, for instance, labor market information, job search, job placement services, employment counseling, job coaching, this kind of thing. So it's literally to have our participants ready to start a new position or just to consider employment. We also have what we call skills for employment. So we can assist a participant who needs skills upgrading in order to obtain employment. It has to be related to a specific employment opportunity where we know participant, there is a reasonable chance for the participant to find employment. We also provide self-employment support. So this one provide entrepreneurial skills development support to clients to help them to develop and implement their own business and to become self-employed. We also have enhanced employer support. So this one, it will be more for employers. So it can include activities such as organizing info session or workshop to better prepare employers and staff to work with people with disability. It can be promoting strategies and programs or tools available for employers to help them like integrate potential clients with disability in their company. So it will really depend. And the last one, it will be work experience. So what we do a lot, we actually negotiate work experience for participants who require assistance in order to obtain employment. So for the work experience, we can also provide wraparound support such as travel, adaptive equipment, other disability support to ensure the client will be successful in the new placement. And yeah, we also have other type of services such as we have some cohort where participants can upgrade their skills and then find employment right away. And yeah, I did not put it on the slide, I'm sorry. And yeah, no, that's basically it. If you have more questions at the end, I would be more than happy to give more information.
Thank you, Mary, and thank you, Denise. That is very helpful. I will walk the participant briefly through WorkBC centers and what we offer at WorkBC. So WorkBC is a free employment program that is offered through, that is funded through the BC government. And we, one of the Open Door Group is one of the contractors to help deliver the WorkBC's program and services. For our client services, they offer both employment services for employers and we offer for client services. For today, we're just going to cover the client services that WorkBC offer. We have case management services and we also have job development services. In a brief next slide, I will briefly walk you through the client journeys and what are the available support and services through this funding program that we could expect. So for case management service journey, we are looking at the first step is in order to eligible for WorkBC services, you would need to be a BC local resident. You would also, if you are unemployed or precociously employed, then you are qualified to, for WorkBC services. Also, you must be legally, allowed to be work in Canada as well. Those are the top three requirements in order to join the case management services for WorkBC. So for case management services, the first step, you will meet with the case managers at the first appointment. In this meeting, the case managers will help you to develop an action plan where through this action plan, you will have a very clear what is the employment goal, what is the things you want to achieve, how do you sustain your employment, and what are the things that you need, let's say income level or trainings. Those are the type of thing that we will gladly to cover through the first few meetings with the case managers through the development process. After that, the next step is that we will determine what are the services and support that needed in order to achieve your goal that we identify from the first step. After that, we will walk you through, through other services and training that are support through case managers. The case management services right now can be offered through both virtually and in person as well. After that, you will then begin your job search. After you have, received in available skill training, and if you have been through different stages, let's say for example the job interview, that we will provide you training with that as well, help you to develop your resume and cover letters. That is in step 4. Then that is when we can guide you through how then you can begin your job search services. And then after that, step 5 is that when we help you to meet with the employers, or you met with the employers through your own job search, where we will then providing you with a job supporting to help you sustain your employment with a new employer for the first 52 weeks of the employment. Now, for job development services, there are a couple of things that we provide. First of all, we encourage you to visit our, resource centers. It's located at the very end of this meeting. I will show you where all of our centers that are located across BC so that you can access them easily. Our resource room are free for all residents. In this resource room, you will easily find realistic labor market information. You will have the chance to use your computer, our printers for free. You can use our internet to make connections with employers or apply for job online. We have a lot of tools and available resources to help you with that. We can also help you to apply and connect you with wage subsidy, who are the employers that are eligible for wage subsidy so that you can be employed through the wage subsidy program. Last but not least, these are some of the highlights of the WorkBC client services. For example, we have workshop, skill enhancement trainings, short-term occupational training. We have job start, job sustainment services, resource room that I will just briefly touch base. Wage subsidy is a program where the government will pay up to a percentage amount to help the employers, upset the employers, to help them, encourage them to hire a person with disability. We have unpaid work experience to help you gain volunteer work and help you prepare for the job that you wanted to be employed. Self-employment, project-based labor market training, customized employment and assistive technology to help with person with disability. Right now, we will move to the Q&A where we'll give you an opportunity to, to ask questions if you have any questions for me, Mary, or Denise. You can click on you can put on the chat option or send an email. We'll be gladly to address your questions and concerns through emails right after this training as well. If you have any questions that is, that you wanted us to cover more. Okay, with that being said, that wrap up our presentation for today. Below, we will be following up with those that are registered for our, and also send members of Connect Trust the list of all the available services for today, and then the emails and contact email address that you could easily contact with us if you have any questions.
I just have a question. Jennifer, I'm an employment support settlement counselor for people with disabilities, and I work with PICS. So, and we also connect with the stakeholders, the service providers, so we can, better support our clients. So if I just wanted to know that what would be like the eligibility criteria for me to refer a client to you. So if I, provided all the job search support, and I think the client could benefit from actual support, and then, the training funds, or so what would be the eligibility criteria? Do you support permanent residents or citizens only? Like, what is the?
So I guess your question is, if I understand it correctly, is leaning towards the eligibility for clients that are eligible for WorkBC services in general, or is it just for the training piece?
WorkBC, I believe they take everything, any client, as long as they are underemployed or unemployed.
Yeah. So for WorkBC, there are three things. First of all, they have to be a BC resident, a local resident. Second of all, they have to, if they are being unemployed, or unfortunately they are in a situation where they have a part-time positions that could not sustain their living, then they can also apply for WorkBC services as well for support. They also need to be legally entitled to work in Canada. So need to have legal status to work in Canada. That is the basic requirement for WorkBC in order to be eligible for WorkBC centers. There are two types of client. that are often registered for WorkBC Center. The first one is either they're self-employed or they've been case managers. So normally for a person with disability, we encourage them to become a case managed client. And the reason is because it would be, we from WorkBC, it would be benefit more for the client, so that when we help them connect with the employers, if there are certain things that the client feel uncomfortable, or there's things that are preventing them from performing the work, then we can help to together with the employers to create a customized employment where it's suitable with the client. So that is why it's more beneficial for the client if they have special needs to go through the the case management services.
Okay, thank you.
One thing I didn't mention about Career Pathways to Success is we do provide participants with a laptop computer and a mouse and earbuds to help them, because we deliver our program virtually. They also receive a weekly grocery card, and once they've completed the program, they're able to keep their computer, and there is a $600 honorarium that's offered to the participants as well.
That's awesome. Good to know.
Thank you. So if there's any questions that you haven't had a chance to express, please feel free to send us an email. We are more than happy to assist you with any questions you have. With that, that's concluded our presentation for today. If you have any other questions or any comment, please let us know. Other than that, I will hand it back to the Disability Foundations from here.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.